Croeso, welcome. This is a lesson on Ardal, the area. This lesson will be useful if you're writing about your area or if you are creating a presentation on your area. If you are doing a presentation on your area, you should include your opinion, a range of tenses, connectives, idioms, and evidence that you have researched your area. When talking about your area, you could include an introduction of yourself, an explanation of where you will talk about and why, an introduction of your area, details about any facilities for young people in your area, details of any problems in your area, details of the Welsh language and its usage in your area, details about famous people from your area. You could show that you have researched your area at this point. Details of an event in the area. This could either be in the past or the future. This will allow you to use a variety of tenses as well as showing that you have researched the area. And finally, a conclusion. If you're going to be giving a presentation on your area, you need to make sure that you have planned properly. To do this, you might want to create a mind map. On the screen is a mind map that I created. I have made sure that I have included a range of tenses as well as expressing my opinion, use of adjectives and use of idioms. You might find it helpful to use this mind map, or you can create your own mind map using the suggested topics to cover at the start of this presentation. So, to begin, how to introduce yourself. Firstly, you obviously need to give your name. So in the first blank here, you need to fill in your name. You then need to say how old you are. 14 is 14, 15 is 15. You should end up saying, for example, Gemma ydw I, rydw i'n 14 oed, rydw i'n byw ym Mhorth Cawl. Now, where you are going to talk about and why. You may wish to start by saying, heddiw, rydw i'n mynd I siarad am. Today I'm going to talk about. You then need to add your area name. For example, heddiw, rydw i'n mynd I siarad am Borth Cawl. Alternatively, you could start by saying, heddiw, hoffwn I siarad am Borth Cawl. Today I would like to talk about Porthcawl. To give a reason, you could, for example, say, achos rydw i'n byw yno gyda fy nheulu, because I live there with my family. Gyda fy mam, with my mum. Gyda fy nhad, with my dad. Gyda fy mam-gi, with my gran. Gyda fy nhad-gi, with my granddad. Gyda fy nheulu maith, with my foster family. Now, to introduce your area. To introduce your area, you need to give a brief description of your town or area. To do this, you will need to use adjectives. You could either look at the adjectives that you have included on your mind map, or you can use some of the adjectives that are suggested now. Where the stars are shown here, you need to include a short phrase, adjective or adjectives. For example, tref ar lan y môr ydy Porth Cawl. Porthcawl is a town by the sea. Tref fach ac unigryw ydy Porth Cawl. Porthcawl is a small and unique town. Tref ddiflas ydy Porth Cawl. Porthcawl is a boring town. You then need to extend your description of your area. You can do this by, for example, giving details of where exactly Porthcawl is. For example, mae Porth Cawl yn Ne Cymru. Porthcawl is in South Wales. Mae Porth Cawl tua 7 milltir o Ben y Bont a 27 milltir o Gaerdydd. Porthcawl is about 7 miles from Bridgend and 27 miles from Cardiff. Next, you need to include details of facilities for young people in your area. You now need to describe what is in your area for young people. You can begin this with yn fy ardal I mai, in my area there is or there are, or ym Porthcawl mai, in Porthcawl there is or there are. You can obviously use a dictionary or the internet to find some places, or there are some facilities here. Parc, parciau. Shop, siopau. Cinema, cinemau. Pwll nofio, pyllau nofio. Canolfan hamdden. Tai boita. Rinc iâ. Castell, cestyll. Theatr, theatrau. Gwesti, gwestai. You could also mention gorsaf bus, bus station. Traeth, beach. Pwll nofio, swimming pool. Stadium, stadium. Siopau, shops. Cinema, cinema. Canolfan hamdden. Cae pêl-droed, football field. Ysbyty, hospital. Parc thema, theme park. Rinc sglifrio iâ, ice skating rink. You could use phrases such as my cinema ym Mhenabont, there's a cinema in Bridgend. Ond, but, does dim cinema ym Porthcawl, there's not a cinema in Porthcawl. You can then give more details about the facilities in your area, including your opinion and reasons for your opinion. For example, mae pethau da a pethau drwg am fyw ym Porthcawl. There are good things and bad things about living in Porthcawl. Yn yr haf, mae Porthcawl yn hwyl achos rydw i'n mwynhau. In the summer, Porthcawl is fun because I enjoy. Where the yellow box is shown now, you need to give a reason. There are some reasons on the next screen. Reasons you could give for enjoying living in Porthcawl in the summer are mynd i'r traeth, going to the beach. Mynd i'r ffair, going to the fair. Mynd allan, gyda ffrindiau, going out with friends. Chwarae pêl-droed, playing football. Chwarae rugby, playing rugby. Chwarae cricket, playing cricket. Seiclo ar y promenade, cycling on the promenade. Rhedeg ar y promenade, running on the promenade. You could then give the opposite or negative opinion. In this way, you can vary your sentence patterns, not only making it more interesting for your listener, but also improving any possible marks that you might get if you are talking about your area as part of a test or assessment. For example, sut bynnag, yn y gaeaf mae Porthcawl yn ddiflas achos does dim llawer I wneud. However, in the winter, Porthcawl is boring because there's not a lot to do. Does dim, there is or there are no. Where the yellow box is shown now, you could include one of these places, or of course you could use a place that you may have put on your mind map or that you have looked up in the dictionary or online. You can also use rhaid, must or to have to in order to vary your sentence patterns. For example, mae'n rhaid I ni fynd I Benabont, Gaerdydd, Abertawe, I siopa, I wylio ffilm, I brynu dillad, I dal y tren. We have to go to Bridgend, Cardiff, Swansea, to go shopping, to watch a film, to buy clothes, to catch the train. Another idiom you could include is I fod yn honest. For example, I fod yn honest, mae Porthcawl yn, achos mai, does dim. Where the first yellow box is here, you need to put an adjective. Where the second box is here, you need to put a place. For example, I fod yn onest, mae Porthcawl yn ddiflas achos does dim cinema. To be honest, Porthcawl is boring because there is no cinema. You could use hoffwn I would like, to vary your tenses and sentence pattern. For example, hoffwn I weld. Where the yellow box is shown now, you need to put a place or places. Hoffwn I weld cinema ym Porthcawl achos rydw i'n dwlu ar wylio ffilmiau. I would like to have a cinema in Porthcawl because I adore watching films. Problems in the area. To talk about problems in the area, you could say mae problemau gyda or mae something yn fy ardal. There is or there are something in my area. Mae something yn fy nhref. There is or there are something in my town. The next few screens will show some problems that you could have in your area. Vandaliaeth, graffiti, sbwriel, llifogydd, sŵn, pobl yn cwarela ar y stryd, sbwriel ar y traethau, llygredd yn y môr, sŵn o'r tafarnau, sŵn o'r clybiau nos, sŵn a sbwriel o'r ffair. To talk about problems in the area, you could say mae, there is or there are, does dim, there is no, there are no. You could then put the type of problem or litter and finish it with a place such as the yellow box at the bottom of this screen. For example, mae gum cnoi ar y strydoedd. There is chewing gum on the streets. Mae poteli yn y parciau. There are bottles in the parks. Mae pacedi creision ar y traethau. There are crisp packets on the beaches. Welsh in your area. When talking about Welsh in your area, you could use the opportunity to give your opinions and reasons for these. For example, does dim llawer o bobl yn siarad Cymraeg ym Porthcawl. Not many people speak Welsh in Porthcawl. And fy marn I, mae hyn yn, where the yellow box is shown now, you need to put an adjective, such as the adjectives in this yellow box, or any adjectives you may have included on your mind map. You can then finish the sentence by giving reasons for your opinions, such as the reasons in this yellow box. Does dim llawer o bobl yn siarad Cymraeg ym Porthcawl, and fy marn I, mae hyn yn drist, achos dylwn ni gadw ein hiaith yn fyw. Not many people speak Welsh in Porthcawl. In my opinion, this is sad, because we should keep our language alive. You could also take the opportunity to show that you have researched your area by saying how many people speak Welsh. For example, mae 500 o bobl ym Porthcawl yn siarad Cymraeg. 500 people in Porthcawl speak Welsh. Does neb yn siarad Cymraeg ym Porthcawl. No one speaks Welsh in Porthcawl. You could refer to where you have heard Welsh being used. For example, clywais I bobl yn siarad Cymraeg yn. I heard people speaking Welsh in. Roedd y staff yn siarad Cymraeg yn. The staff were speaking Welsh in. Clywais I bobl yn siarad Cymraeg yn y siopau. I heard people speaking Welsh in the shops. Roedd y staff yn siarad Cymraeg yn y theatr. The staff were speaking Welsh in the theatre. You can also refer to the use of Welsh in your area, for example by referring to any signs or posters you have seen. Mae posteri ac arwyddion yn Gymraeg yn y siopau, y tai bwyta, a pavilion mawr. There are posters and signs in Welsh in the shops, restaurants, the pavilion. Mae llawer o Gymraeg yn. There's a lot of Welsh in. Does dim llawer o Gymraeg yn. There isn't much Welsh in. You obviously need to finish these sentences with a place or places. For example, mae llawer o Gymraeg yn yr ysgolion. There's a lot of Welsh in the schools. Does dim llawer o Gymraeg yn y banciau. There isn't much Welsh in the banks. You could also refer to Welsh medium education in your area. Mae Ysgol Gynradd Gymraeg yng Nghorneli o'r enw Ysgol y Ferch o Sker. There is a Welsh primary school in Corneli called Ysgol y Ferch o Sker. Now, a famous person from your area. You can use this opportunity to show that you have researched your area by, for example, starting your sentences with Darllenis I ar y we bod, I read on the internet that. Darllenis I ar Wikipedia bod, I read on Wikipedia that. You can then conclude these sentences by putting the celebrity name and saying that they either live or come from your area. For example, Darllenis I ar y we bod Ruth Jones yn byw ym Mhorthcawl. I read on the internet that Ruth Jones lives in Porthcawl. Darllenais I ar Wikipedia bod Rob Brydon yn dod o Porthcawl. I read on Wikipedia that Rob Brydon comes from Porthcawl. You may wish to say who the celebrity is married to. For example, mae un briod a, he is married to. Mae hi'n briod a, she is married to. Or you could say, dydy ddim yn briod, he is not married. Dydy hi ddim yn briod, she is not married. You can then describe the celebrity's character by saying mae un, he is, or mae hi'n, she is. There are some suggested adjectives below, as well as some connectives and idioms that you may wish to use. You can then describe the celebrity. For example, mae gwallt brown gyda fe, he has brown hair. Mae gwallt melyn gyda hi, she has blonde hair. Mae llygad glas gyda fe, he has blue eyes. Mae llygad brown gyda hi, she has brown eyes. You could say why the celebrity is famous. For example, mae Rob Brydon yn enwog am actio. Rob Brydon is famous for acting. Mae Sam Warburton yn enwog am chwarae rugby. Sam Warburton is famous for playing rugby. You can then use the opportunity to give your personal opinion. Rydw i'n hoffi Rob Brydon achos mae e'n ddoniol. I like Rob Brydon because he is funny. You should also give somebody else's opinion and say whether you agree or disagree. For example, my mam yn hoffi Ruth Jones achos mae hi'n ddoniol. Mum likes Ruth Jones because she is funny. Dydy Dad ddim yn hoffi Ruth Jones achos mae hi'n ddiflas. Dad doesn't like Ruth Jones because she is boring. You can then say whether you agree or disagree. This would be a very good opportunity to use some idioms. For example, ac I fod yn honest, rydw i'n cytuno. And to be honest, I agree. Ac I ddweud y gwir, rydw i'n anghytuno. And to tell the truth, I disagree. An event in the area. You can use this opportunity to vary your tenses and sentence patterns by talking about an event in the past or an event in the future in your area. Llynedd es I, where the yellow box is shown, you need to put the event, and where this yellow box is shown, you need to put the place. For example, llynedd es I sioe ym Mhorthcawl. Last year I went to a show in Porthcawl. You can then give your opinion. Roeddwn i'n meddwl ai fod e'n anhygoel. I thought that it was amazing. Where the yellow box is shown here, you need to put an adjective. You could either use one of the adjectives below or an adjective you have included on your mind map. Roedd llawer o bobl yno. There were lots of people there. Y peth gorau oedd, the best thing was. You could then, for example, describe an event in the future. Ar awyrgylch. Eleni, hoffwn I fynd was the atmosphere. Where the yellow box is shown here, you need to put an event. The best thing was going with my friends. Where the yellow box is shown here, you need to put a place. For example, Eleni, hoffwn I fynd I sioe ym Mhorthcawl. This year I would like to go to a show in Porthcawl. Bydd yn, where the yellow box is shown here, you need to finish the sentence with an adjective. For example, bydd yn wych, it will be great. Bydd llawer o bobl yno, there will be lots of people there. To say what the best thing will be, we will use bydd, will be. Y peth gorau bydd, the best thing will be. Y peth gorau bydd mynd gyda fy nheulu. The best thing will be going with my family. Y peth gorau bydd ar y wyrgylch. The atmosphere will be the best thing. Y peth gorau bydd y tywydd perffaith. The best thing will be the perfect weather. And finally, your conclusion. You may wish to finish by saying, Diolch yn fawr am wrando. Thank you very much for listening. If you are doing your presentation as part of a test or assessment, you may wish to say, Diolch yn fawr am wrando. Oes cwestiynau gyda chi? Thank you very much for listening. Do you have any questions? Or you may wish to say, I orffen, hoffwn I ddweud. To finish, I would like to say, Diolch a hwyl fawr. Thank you and goodbye. Thank you for listening to this lesson.